Good morning, shipmates. Today we have the Azura, another fine ship from P&O. The Azura is currently based in the Caribbean and had issues with ports allowing entry as coronavirus continues to spread and forced countries to implement further measures. The ship was denied at Antigua on March the 16th, and the voyage was already been cancelled. The ship is heading straight for Barbados, where guests will disembark and arrangements will be made for them to fly back home to the United Kingdom on Friday and Saturday. And as you can see now, the Azura is now arriving in Southampton, ready to be parked up. Owned by Carnival and operated by P&O Cruises, the Azura was built in 2008 and launched in June 2009. Coming in at 115,000 gross tons and 290 metres in length, a beam of 36 metres. Capacity is 3,096 double occupancy and 3,597 maximum passengers, with 1,226 crew. The maiden voyage was on the 31st of March 2010, where she departed from Fincantieri shipyard en route to Southampton. Named on the 10th of April 2010 by godmother Darcy Bussell, as well as performing the traditional bottle breaking ceremony as a former principal dancer of the Royal Ballet, Bussell presented a dance performance by the Royal Ballet School as part of the celebrations. Initially registered at her home port of Southampton, she was re-registered in 2011 to Hamilton, Bermuda, to enable weddings ceremonies to be conducted on board. There's a number of facilities on board this ship, and they'd include a dance floor in the atrium, a show lounge, and an interpretation of a London pub, which unfortunately will be closed. Have a little look around the dock here. You'll see that car parks are quite empty. There's a row in here, loading up vehicles. Even though the passenger ships have stopped, the vehicle carriers are still going. And I believe that's the passenger ship Braemar in the background. Arriving without the assistance of any tugs, you can see the bow thrusters and the stern thrusters slowly pushing the cruise ship towards port. It's a lovely day, there's no wind, so it'll make docking easy. In fact, I think you can almost see the fact the vessel is riding high in the water, there being no passengers on board, or I'd imagine much in the way of produce or luggage. But much like the rest of the country and the rest of the world, things are pretty quiet. What's normally a bustling port or has now only returning cruise ships that are parking up, commercial ships and the odd ferry. And even the ferry is on a reduced service. In fact, you can see one of the red funnels ferries on the right of our screen. That is the Red Eagle, which is a freight-only service. It can carry a number of lorries and trailers, but it only has capacity for 12 passengers. But the lorries and commercial vehicles take up a lot of space on the main ferry, so this is a good way of offloading that capacity. People may not be travelling to the Isle of Wight, but they still need their crumpets. Better not be drinking my rum. In fact, now you can see the red funnel passenger ferry, passenger and car ferry, squeezing through the gap. It's like buses. Nothing, and all of a sudden everyone arrives at the same time. The large Union flag design on the bow of the ship was drawn on after its last refit in April 2015. In total, the ship has 11 restaurants and eating areas, 12 bars and places to drink, 4 pools, a gym, 2 spas, outdoor cinema, a theatre and 2 show lounges. And the passenger ferry on the right hand side, I don't know if you can see, but there's actually no cars on the upper deck. There's so few vehicles moving across on the reduced service that they can all go on the lower deck. And the MCA, the Marine Coast Guard Agency, has changed its rules to allow passengers to remain in their vehicles during this period of self-isolation. Initially, the MCA, Marine Coast Guard Agency, was reluctant to change its policy on allowing people in their vehicles, but because of the current epidemic, they've relaxed the rules. It's all to do with fire escapes from the main deck. But as there's not as many passengers, I'm guessing it's not so much of a problem. As we can see now, the Azura is slowly inching into dock. probably see now the turbulence on the water of the bow and stern thrusters. Now the ship is in the position she needs to be, they'll push her across using the thrusters. Looking a little weathered, I may say. There are a few rust patches along the side. Maybe this will be an opportunity for a bit of a repaint while in port for the next month or 2 or 3. As you can really see the disturbance on the water now, picking up a bit of brown from the mud below. I think I can feel a photo opportunity coming up. Lovely shadow on the water there. You can see the elements of the bridge sticking out either side. Must make parking easier, and you can look down the length of your boat. Or should I say ship? In fact, I think what you probably might like to see is a time lapse. There we go. Let's see how quickly the boat comes in. Oh, quickly. Look at that. Very nicely. And here we have the final in the red funnel ferries, the red jet on our right hand side, which is the high-speed catamaran. That's a passenger-only service. I'm not exactly sure how they're self-isolating on that one. Yes, you can clearly see the wake now from the thrusters. And now the ship is at dockside. The tug can pull away. Safe in the knowledge of a ship well docked. And now she's docked. I shall have a little look round the stern. There are 19 decks on the Azura, starting from deck 5, which is P deck, then F deck, and then Prom deck, E deck, D deck, C deck, B deck, and then deck 12 is A deck. Deck 14 is Riviera deck. Deck 15, Lido deck. Deck 16, Aqueduct. Deck 17, Sun deck. Plenty of that today. Deck 18, Ocean deck. And deck 19, the Sky deck. If you look carefully here at the stern, you'll see the shore hands bringing in the lines to secure the vessel to the shore. I'll be using a number of lines to secure this vessel. 3 or 4 at the stern, 3 or 4 at the bow, and then a number all along the sides. I think you need to be quite strong to pull in some of those ropes. They look quite heavy to me. Okay, I think they've secured the lines. Let's have a little look down the ship. You can see the sun decks and the ocean deck and the sky deck. No one on board, no passengers, lots of empty bedrooms with balconies. A few friendly seagulls flying around. A bit of rusty marks along the side. I hope to see those painted out before the Azure leaves. And then you can see the bridge where it sticks out over the side. We'll take a photograph here. Well, that's it for the Azure. She'll be here for quite a couple of months, I'll imagine. Until next time, shipmates.